We hear him privately saying this is a deadly virus, far more deadly than any flu. But that's not what he was saying to us publicly. Publicly, he told us that it was just like the flu, and it would disappear in the warm weather like a miracle. It was all a lie. He knew it. And what's his explanation? He said he didn't want to see the American people panic. He didn't want to panic them. Trump panicked. The virus was too big for him. All his life, Donald Trump has been bailed out of any problem he faced. And with this crisis, a real crisis, the crisis that required serious presidential leadership, he just wasn't up to it. He froze. He failed to act. He panicked. And America's paid the worst price of any nation in the world. Still, it's important to understand what Donald Trump was saying. And by the way, the American people don't panic. We don't panic. Understand what he was saying, because it crystallizes his whole worldview. When Donald Trump said he didn't want to create a panic, he wasn't just talking about a health panic. He was focused on the stock market. Trump was worried that if he told the public the truth, there would be a panic on the financial markets, and that would hurt his chances of being reelected. That's how Donald Trump views the world. He sees the world from Park Avenue. I see it from where I grew up in a town like this, from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Hard-scrapple, hard-working town, just like this and so many more across Wisconsin. When I look at the world from Park Avenue, basically all you can see is Wall Street.
Here's why this argument is exactly right from Joe Biden, because he points out, rightly, that Trump couldn't handle the virus, that he panicked, that it was too big for him, because it shows that Trump is weak. His entire presidency is predicated on this idea that he's some type of strongman, that he can roll with the toughest autocrats on the planet, that you may not like him, but he's tough and gets the job done. That's his branding, but in reality, it's nothing more than wishful thinking. In reality, Trump isn't strong. He's not tough. He can't get the job done. And you don't have to look any farther than the pandemic that we're mired in at this very moment. You don't have to look beyond the fact that you might not have seen your relatives in months because it wouldn't be safe, that you might have lost your job, or that your pay was cut, or that your position was furloughed, that someone you know or love might have been taken too soon because of a virus that was never contained. Strength isn't just beating your chest, it's backing up your words with actions. And Trump has failed to a degree that we've never seen before in this country's history. That is the epitome of weakness. The fact is that the sign of a strong leader is having a plan. It's being prepared and keeping people safe. Words don't protect people, actions do. Biden's plan actually does the work that Trump refused to do. First and foremost, he'd take the bare minimum step and call on all Americans to wear masks, along with calling on state and local governments to enact mask mandates. That is the best tool we have right now to reduce the spread of the virus. And the fact that Trump not only refused to take advantage of that, but actually fomented protests against masks is a testament to his dangerous failure in leadership. Biden would coordinate a nationwide testing and contact tracing system. He'd create a public health jobs corps and hire 100,000 Americans to lead contact tracing now and set the stage for crises in the future so that we're never in a situation again where government incompetence will lead to so much needless death. And he'd make sure that all testing, treatment, and vaccines are completely free. Would you expect the same from Trump, who has paraded every pharmaceutical CEO on stage to brag about how great he is? Yeah, I didn't think so. Biden would make sure that any vaccine that's released isn't being done for political purposes, but rather because it's been scientifically proven to be safe and effective. Contrast that with Trump, whose only priority is that the vaccine is ready the day before the election. And if you need further proof, consider that a whopping 9% of Americans have a great deal of confidence in Trump to confirm vaccine effectiveness. 9%. And finally, Biden would create a plan to safely reopen schools and businesses. That means allocating resources for ventilation, PPE, cleaning, worker safety regulations. This isn't just blindly reopening the country to give the impression that everything is fine. It's actually taking into account that people's lives are on the line here, and that we're not willing to sacrifice them to prop up the Dow. So if you're looking for a strong leader, it's not the guy bragging about his big brain. It's not the guy crowing about how he could remember a staggering 5 words on a dementia test. It's not the guy pointing out his TV ratings or his crowd sizes at rallies or how many boats are flying his flags. It's the guy who's focused on keeping people alive. There's only one person in the race who's concerned about that, and it isn't Donald Trump. While you're here, please subscribe to my podcast, No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, where I take a deeper dive into the week's biggest stories and interview major players in the world of politics, like Kamala Harris, Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, Nancy Pelosi, Cory Booker, Eric Swalwell, and many more. Again, that's No Lie with Brian Tyler Cohen, available anywhere you listen to podcasts.